Hello everyone, I'm Priya Upadhyay and you are watching ITMI TV. Today we are having Miss Kathleen Hershner with us. She is a language trainer from US. She taught full semester on business communication at ITMI. Hi Hershner.
Hi Priya, how are you?
I'm good, how are you?
I'm fine, thanks.
I would like to ask you, please share your journey as a trainer, as a language trainer at ITMI.
Okay, well, I'm the English Language Fellow for the U.S. Department of State's English Language Programs.
Mm-hmm.
So most of the people that work as fellows in across the world are people who have master's degrees, usually in education or in teaching English as a second language. So I have a master's degree in teaching English as a second language. And when I came to New Delhi, I was assigned to two institutions. One was IIMC and the other was ITMI. And ITMI was my secondary institution. I came here every Tuesday and I spent about 4 hours teaching the students.
Okay.
And we focused on not just improving English grammar, but more focused on improving their communication skills, their fluency, and above all, their confidence in being able to express themselves in English. So that's what I spent most of I think it was 5 or 6 months that I was here.
Okay. So why is language training essential in Indian context?
Well, that's a very good question. Many Indians feel that, hey, I already know English. I don't need to be learning English. I can understand you perfectly. But that's one thing. Comprehension is one skill. But to be able to express yourself verbally and be very proficient in oral communications is a skill that you only really get by using it every day and also interacting with native English speakers, which really helps. So I find that this is a question I've answered a lot. Most Indians have a fairly good understanding of English. Many of them are fluent like you, but I found that my students need more help than they think. And then as we go through our journey in class, they begin to realize, hey, I need a little bit more help than I thought.
Okay. And what role the US government is playing, like in popularizing it?
You mean in popularizing English, improving their English skills? Well, that's the point of the English Language Fellow Program. It isn't just to help people in other countries, students in other countries improve their English skills. It's also a way for the United States to get our foot in the door and be able to set up sort of a cultural ambassadorship where you're actually interacting with people in the classroom, people that will be the leaders of tomorrow, especially journalists, right? So we're, trying to have a positive impact on the future journalists. And so our mission is to use our teaching of English in either classrooms or in many different scenarios, not just classroom teaching, to help foster good communication and interaction with young students.
Can you share your most valuable experience? I'll ask like learning moments, or I would say from the time teaching a semester at ITMI, basically.
Wow, I've had many great opportunities to learn from my students, as well to use them to practice new lesson plans. So I used to say to them, look, I'm going to try a new lesson. You're going to be my guinea pigs. And what I loved about the ITMI students is that they were always really, gung-ho to do something new and to help me out. So we practiced role plays, which people initially don't like to do, but then once they get into it and realize that it can be fun, then you find that the momentum builds. So I'm thinking back about one particular time where we did a role play where we'd have the students in a hypothetical scenario where one was a doctor and the other one was a patient needing advice, and then you'd have a third person taking notes so that they could keep track of what was being said, which was kind of interesting from a journalistic standpoint. And I remember that they embraced that. I'd never tried that lesson before, but it was fun.
Okay, right. Could you please share your experience of staying in India and how the social and cultural influences of the country have impacted you?
Wow, staying in India has really impacted me a lot more than I initially thought it would. Our fellowships are 10 months, so I came here in September of 2022, and we're now, into the summer months of 2023. And I would say that in the beginning, I was not nervous, but I was a little bit apprehensive about, I didn't quite know how the society worked. I didn't know what people expected of me, and I didn't quite know how to conduct myself in public. But once I was here for like 3 or 4 months and I started to gain some Indian friends, that really changed everything, because I realized that there's not much difference at all. There are some cultural differences, but the people in general are just like my friends at home. They like to do the same things. So one of the things I've enjoyed the most in terms of my time in India has probably been just hanging out in my neighborhood and getting to like interact with neighbors and travel a little bit, get to meet new people. I like to go to a gym. Okay. So that's been an interesting place for me to meet new friends and go to yoga class.
Oh, nice.
And of course I love Indian food. It's a little spicy, but I'm getting used to that. And in general, just kind of trying to soak up the ambiance and the culture, because I know once I leave here, I'm going to really miss these days.
Right. Thank you so much for being with us. Thanks for watching ITMI TV. Keep connected. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.